everyone, and welcome to the Paletta Rosa. Well, I got an email from somebody that asked me if I could show them how to cook and fork a spaghetti squash. So I grabbed one of my spaghetti squashes that I grew out in my garden. You want to make sure before you use the spaghetti squash that the little tip on it that you kept on, make sure that's all dried out, okay? If you do it while it's green, you're not going to have a ripe spaghetti squash. Okie doke, so I'll be right back and let's get on board and start cutting up and having a spaghetti squash. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash is a nutrient-dense food. Meaning it's low in calories and it has a decent source of vitamins and minerals. Basically, it is a good source of pantothenic and acid, which is really good for your digestive system. And it's also a decent source of fiber, vitamin C, manganese, and vitamin B6, and some other great nutrients. So it is very healthy for you, and it is good if you are on a good diet that you want really good things in the body. So let's get into cutting it and then taking out the inside. Now, if you are growing food, keep your seeds from your spaghetti squash. That's what I do, and they grow like crazy. So make sure you keep those seeds, and if you have chickens, whatever you take out from the inside, keep the seeds and the rest are out for your chickens. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to cut your spaghetti squash this way, not this way, long ways. Okie doke, so I just go in and I start it first, because it's not the easiest to do. And I never cut mine in the middle. I always try, but it never works. Just keep on taking your knife, going into it and going down. Now what I'm doing tonight is I'm going to make spaghetti squash tacos. Now you could do it, basically anything you want to put in it, you can do. Okay, there we go. That came out pretty good. And that's what the inside looks like. So now you want to take a nice big spoon. And you want to carve out the inside. You don't want to touch any of this part around, because that's your spaghetti, as you want to call it. So what I do is I take a fork and I go around it. A spoon, I'm sorry. Go around it. See what I'm doing? I'm going around it. And then I'll pull out. It's hard to show you guys and do it. Make sure you get out all those seeds. And you could see a color difference. See how that's a lot yellower? Just make sure you take out that part. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I have a small like toaster oven. Once I do the other side, I am going to turn around and put this in the oven face down, and I'm going to cook it for 30 minutes. Okay? After the 30 minutes, then I take it out of the oven and I do it this way for about 15 minutes. but I do put butter inside. It just gives it that little bit of a good taste. So let's get that other one going. Ooh. And you will get them popping, those seeds. And believe me, you will have enough seeds from one spaghetti squash to give you many, many more the following year. In fact, I'm even trying to grow it in my greenhouse right now. And this works, this exact same way works really well for butternut squash also. So I got that all cleaned off, and I'm going to take off the tip. There I go. Okay, so again, take both of these spaghetti squash pieces, turn them upside, oh, good one, Donna. Turn it upside down, 30 minutes at like around 375. After 30 minutes, put them upright, put some butter, you could put salt in it, and cook it for another 15. Okie doke? So, once I take this out of the oven, I will turn around and come back on and show you what to do next. Okay, now you want to save some seeds, okay? So take any of your seeds and get a little dish like I have and put some water in it. Now, you do not want to keep a seed that's, I wish I could show you easier. See how it's got that cut right there? You don't want that. So just start pulling out your seeds. You get your pieces like this and just suck them out. What I do, see those 4 right there? Take it and squeeze it. And if you just keep on squeezing like that, you'll get them coming out. Like I said, if you have any cut ones, do not keep them. I don't even keep the real little small ones, because you will get so many seeds. And then I'll take this piece and I'll throw it out to my chickens. Now, if you don't have chickens but you have a mulch pile, greatest thing, throw them in the mulch pile. If you come across any seeds that are cut in the middle, see how it's cut? Don't keep them either. Those you can send out to the birds. And I've kept some of my seeds for, I think the ones I grew this year, the spaghetti squash I grew, I think those seeds were like, oh gosh, 4 years old. How's everybody else doing? We didn't have such a great garden year this year, and some of it I'm going to say was my fault, because I got my chickens and we were building the coop and stuff. So I put more of my attention on the chickens than I did the garden. But I went and got I've gotten some tomatoes, so I'm making sauce with them. I've done videos with that before. If anybody's interested in making some sauce, just leave me a comment below, and I will be glad to show you how I do my sauce. Okie doke. I will be back as soon as I get done doing this. Okay, I'm just in my outdoor kitchen. I thought I'd take you outside and show you. Yes, I do have a old canner that I'm using for it. But these are a combination of terracotta tomatoes that I get from Baker Creek a friend of mine gave me some purple Cherokee tomatoes and some plum tomatoes. And they're all combined together. The sauce is not a real red sauce. It's more of a brownish orange color. So it's kind of like a fall sauce. It's really nice. Okie doke, we'll be back. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. And what I need to do now, like I said, is turn them over. Okay? So let me get something to turn them over. Look at that. Okay, and then I'm going to put a spat of butter in each one and put it in, again, the oven at 375 for 15 more minutes. I'll be back. Okay, they're ready to come out. And look at those beauties. Okay, let me show you how to fork them. Okay, now all you do, I use a big fork, okay, is you drag it down and drag out your spaghetti squash. Mine's hot because I didn't want to wait. And see, it's like spaghetti. Okay, separate bowl. And you want to fork it until all you have left is the shell. Now, you could do spaghetti squash tacos with this, and basically all it is making spaghetti sauce with some chopped meat. Then after I'm done doing this, I would take the chopped meat and this spaghetti squash, combine them two together with whatever meat, like I said, whatever meat you're going to do, whether it be chopped meat or if it's sausage or whatever you want to do. And you put that inside the shell in here. You could, then you add cheese, but you can also add just about anything you have in your refrigerator that would go into a taco. Sour cream, olives, whatever you like. Tonight my husband and I are doing something a little different. I had some sirloin tips like for stir fry. Okay, so it's kind of hot, so see, it's all cleaned out. And here is my spaghetti squash right here. And I'm going to do the same with this one. And then, like I said, you take your spaghetti squash with your meat, your tomato sauce, put it all inside of here. Then turn around and top it with cheese, olives, whatever you want, onions, peppers, whatever you want, and cheese. And then you just put it back in your toaster oven or your oven, same thing, 375, for just long enough for the cheese to melt on top. And it makes it a really good dinner. What I'm doing tonight is I'm combining soy sauce and butter, and that's in my pan right here. And then I cut down my sirloin tips for stir fry into these small little things, and I'm going to fry it in the soy sauce and the butter. Then I'm going to put that in here with the spaghetti squash, put cheese on top of it, and then put that in the toaster oven. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I supplied you with enough information to make your own spaghetti squash. I have my seeds in the bowl right here. I'll probably leave them in for a couple days because you want to keep on going like this with your fingers because you want to get any kind of stuff that's on the seeds off. Maybe for a day only. And then what I'll do is I'll drain all the water and I'll put them on a dish and let them dry out. And once they're all dried out, you're ready to store them until next year. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I hope I gave you enough information to make your own spaghetti squash tacos. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I like to read comments, see what people thought. And I loved getting the email that asked me to do this spaghetti squash so that they could see how it's done. Thanks again for visiting the Paletti Rosa homestead, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye, everybody.